Hi guys, welcome to your new moon in Capricorn reading. It is such a pleasure to chat with you. This reading is going to be targeted for the dates of I almost said November, December 23rd to December 25th. But as you know, these readings, if they find their way to you and it resonates, chances are there's something for you in there. So just listen, but make sure that you use your discernment. And let's jump right in. So I actually tried to record this video last night and it just wasn't working out, and so today is the day. And I do want to let you know, interestingly, I really set those intentions, and so much so that the card that I actually pulled literally says new moon in Capricorn. So as you guys know, we're ending the year. There's so much going on in the collectively, like all of us, planetarily, nationally, internationally, but there's so much going on individually as well. We've had a lot of endings occurring for us. We've had a lot of events occurring for us that have shifted us onto the path of our highest. Hopefully we've made choices in alignment with that. But please know that course corrections have been made. We've been deposited onto new timelines. But right now, what's being asked of you is to continue to have vision in terms of what it is that you would like to see occur for you in the long term. As you know, we have a new moon, which is the time that you should be spending visualizing, planting your seeds. This is kind of like Seven of Pentacles time, but a little bit stronger. Seven of Pentacles in the sense that we're planting seeds, we're creating the opportunities now that we can, so that we can have abundance and harvest, and dare I say it, harmony at a later time. And not only is this a new moon, but it's also in the sign of Capricorn. Capricorn, we know, is the father of the zodiac. It's the authority of the zodiac. When we think about Capricorn, we think about institutions. Why? Because we think of the long term. So Capricorn energy is definitely an energy that you like to call on in a healthy sense. Please. If your goal is to start to place put things in place for the long term. So this is a sign that can be patient if it comes to when it comes to working through a goal, and they're kind of responsible. When I think about the responsible ones in the zodiac, you know, we automatically go to Virgo and we go to another earth sign, being Capricorn. But I'd also like to let you know that because this is a time of planting seeds with the new moon, right? And of course, aided by Capricornian energy, anytime you have new moon energy about, remember it's very, 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 very important to watch your thoughts, watch the things that you say, watch the mood that you have, watch the people, the energies, right? Whether it's people, places, things, situations, ideas that you allow into your energetic space. Yes, that includes watching being mindful of what shows you allow into your space, being mindful of what locations you go to. Why? Because you're this cute little pot. And right now, if you're trying to create something, it's ripe. This is the ripe, really, really ripe time. The last thing you need is to be having so many different people seasoning your pot. You turn around to get one seasoning and someone's putting something in, you don't notice. So it's very important to watch your mindset, watch your body, watch everything. If you were for reals about it, you would definitely remember that not only do you have to be mindful of incoming energy and what you allow into your space, but it's also important to be mindful of the outgoing energy. What are you actually physically doing right now? Because whatever you're doing, including your thoughts and your emotions and stuff, but whatever God, get it together, whatever actions you're taking, you're actively putting effort into the non-physical present moment, which is the only moment where creation is occurring. Okay? So remember, so you are actively creating your future with the things that you do now. So watch yourself, okay? If you plant seeds into the earth, this is not the time to just go trampling on that cute little seed. Super cute, right? Little sprouts trying to do their thing. That's why it says here, it's time to release negativity. That came up as well, because guess what? If you're trying to grow something, what are you doing? Why are you talking so negatively about it? Watch for your inner saboteur. Watch for the naysaying parts of you. They're in there. We're fragmented beings. That's why we're down here, because healing is about soul integration. It's about taking the different aspects of us and finding ways to love them back into cohesion. And so that's why whenever a part of you is trying to effect change in a positive way, you have to have the nervous Nelly part of you. You've got to have the Debbie Downer part of you. You've got to have the cantankerous Cammy part of you. These parts of you that may try to pull you off your path. And guess what? As within, so without. So you may actually have people manifesting in your reality that reflect those aspects of you. Now, just because you're not aware that you're carrying those aspects of you, and so therefore you're pinning all this naysaying completely on other people. They don't want me to do this. They're making it hard for me. Anytime you're pointing outward, I'm just going to stop you there. You're actually pointing at yourself. So it's a moment when, if you have somebody who's telling you that you can't amount to anything, or they're giving you vibes that make you feel like you can't do this, you can't do that. If you're a sophisticated one when it comes to your awareness of energy, you know that you're not even going to sit here and waste time blaming other people, because they may be doing that, but listen, you pulled them in. They could not vibrationally be in your space in any way, shape, and form if you didn't already have that vibrational pattern within you that they were able to match to. We live in an environment, we live in a world where harmonic resonance is just the rule. That's just energy in general. Okay? It's not opposites attract. It's like attracts. But you have the perception that something is opposite of you because you're not aware of where in your field you're similar to that. So I just want to make that clear to you guys, because some of you, that may help you to release any negativity that you're carrying that may manifest as blaming others. Okay, this is not a blame game. And this also means it's not about blaming yourself. This is not about getting down on yourself and I wish I could do this, or I'm such a loser, blah blah blah. You know, it happens. We all have those moments. Some of us more than others, right? But that's just as toxic. It's just about getting to balance and having as neutral a place as possible. And how you can do that is instead of focusing on what you're not doing, or what someone else is not doing, or what you are doing, or what someone else is doing, instead of doing that, focus on the task. What is it that I would like to have? I'd like to envision this reality as being the case, and anything that is out of alignment with that, including myself and my thoughts and my feelings and this and that, I'm going to just put on the backseat. It's not about getting all mad and a huff and a puff about these things, because now you're generating negativity and negative energy about this again, right? It's about just turning your attention away, acknowledging that these things are popping up because of your energetic field, but focusing instead right now on the task, which is to pump positivity into whatever it is that you'd like to have. Now, spirits are now moving on to the idea of what is it that you would like to have. If you already have a person, a place, a thing, an idea, or whatever in mind, I'm just going to go ahead and gently hug it all and kiss it and move it off to the side, because that's not actually what you should be asking for and focusing on. What you need to be focusing on, or what would be the highest and best use of your energy, would be focusing on emotional fulfillment. Remember, the universe doesn't respond to your words. It doesn't care. It doesn't know the difference between a BMW and a Pinto, but it does know the difference in your feeling. So if you, in your mind, see a Pinto as like, wow, the Rolls Royce of all cars, and BMW as capitalist, debauchery, the universe is going to go with whatever it is that is bringing you emotional fulfillment. So remember, you don't ask to be with someone in particular. You ask for the feeling of feeling loved, of feeling like you belong, of feeling like there's loyalty, of feeling like you are wanted, whatever this is. Imagine the feeling, feel the feeling. That's what the universe hears. So that's why someone who does all that they can to find a significant partner in a romantic sense may end up getting people that are just horrible for them, or they may not even be able to manifest anyone at all, because they may be saying and doing the right things, putting themselves out there, reading this book and that book, but what they don't realize is that the universe is actually picking up on the signals that are coming from their energetic field. And a lot of those signals, most of them actually, are occurring in the subconscious. And so the person may not even be aware that they're sending out signals like, I hate men, I don't trust men, I don't trust marriage, I don't believe in myself, I'm not worthy. So how could you attract something that's healthy based off of that? You may get something, and maybe you guys can stay up for 4 hours talking all night and this and that, and we finish each other's sentences. Flash forward to about 2 weeks later, 3 months later, or after the first date, you know what I'm talking about, or third date, or second date, I don't know. You realize now you hate each other because it wasn't really built upon feelings of love. Okay, now it's okay if we end up in these situations because there's learning to be had. And if the energy was so strong to pull you in, zoop, that means that there is enough energy that you need to work through in order, that you need to work through in order to clear that up. Neutrality is where we're going. Yeah, so anytime you want to run towards something or run away from something, watch that. Okay, so that being said, make sure that you set your sights on bringing in more emotional fulfillment. Call upon the highest and purest and most benevolent of energies from source energy. No, don't just call in for the light, because there are many levels of the light, but you want to call in the highest and purest and most benevolent of light energies to help you get on the path of your highest and purest timeline that brings you the most joy. Because when you're in that high and optimal state of being, you are of so much service to others as well as to yourself. Now look at this card that says here, step out of your comfort zone. That's really important because at this time we're actively structuring in the non-physical and coming up with ideas, thoughts, all that in the non-physical, and then tweaking hopefully these things as they become solidified into the physical world. We're structuring our future. We're structuring the timeline that we now find ourselves individually but seemingly collectively on. But Spirit is suggesting two things: that you step up your comfort zone, in the sense that start taking the time to flower where you're planted. Yes, you can get a pair of socks, but you don't have to get threadbare socks. You don't have to wear the thinnest socks that make your feet cold and this and that. No, take pride in bringing comfort into your life. Go ahead and get the cutest, wooliest socks with bare ears that you've ever seen. If that's you, rock it, right? If you're going to be in a waiting room for 10 minutes, yeah, you don't have to be like, oh no, I'll stand for the next 10 minutes, because you could be sitting for the next 10 minutes and taking a load off. Spirit is saying start bringing comfort into your space, because we keep living for this future moment where we're like, we're going to create this, we're going to create that, we're going to have this, we're going to have that. Spirit is like, you could get hit by a truck in the next hour. And then you look back, what did I do with the time that I was here? It's time to start living like you're a king or a queen or whatever that means to you. Treat yourself well is what the guides are saying. And it makes a difference. It makes all the difference. Not only can it help with mood stabilizing, that's for somebody here, but because you can imagine if you start to have that kind of mentality, bringing comfort to your life, you'll become better at noticing when you're sleepy, for example, so you take time to rest. Self-care is what we're being asked to look at. And this is not surprising, because here we are with the new moon in Capricorn. The opposite of Capricorn is Cancer. And when Cancer and Capricorn energies are balanced, right? Cancer is self-care, nurturing, soothing. So that's what we need to start bringing more of into our life. And the next thing the guides are saying is step out of your comfort zone, because now is a time where you're actively creating what is to come for you in the long term, and definitely going to be manifesting in the spring, so watch that. It's just a few months away. It's really important that you push yourself in a positive way. And that could be as simple as stepping out of your comfort zone when it comes to determining what it is that you're deserving of, what it is that you think you can have. It could be even stepping out of your comfort zone in terms of taking your business into a whole other platform, bringing it online. If you do business offline, bringing it online, or vice versa. It could be about trying your hand at some type of new learning. For some of you, it's stepping out of your comfort zone into a relationship. Sorry, so many words want to come out. Into relationships with others. But I have to be honest, I'm not feeling. It's funny. So I was going to say, I'm not feeling romance featuring big right now, and that makes sense. But I said it's funny because as I was putting these cards down, I not mistakenly, obviously, Spirit doesn't mince words, but mince things. I saw this, and I think it said something about romance, but now the guys are saying here, yeah, it's not really a good time to start romantic things or anything in general, because as you know, Mars was doing its thing. I think it's still in retrograde and will be until January, maybe about mid-January, January 12th or something. Go ahead and double check all of that. But because Mars is in retrograde, there's a little bit like a frustration. If you're trying to start something, it's not going to it's likely not going to pan out, because now is not the time to do something big and something new and launch your business and this and that. Now is actually instead a good time for you to keep coming up with your creative ideas, because creative juices are flowing. It's a good time to jot things down. It's a good time to do some quick research into things. But why? It's Capricorn. It's a good time in general right now, but wow, with this new moon, Capricorn is like, hey, I'm in the building. How can I help you? We're like, I need your expertise here. I need your expertise here. It's not like, I'm so bad. All the Sagittarian placements are like, forget you, Jonelle. But it's not like freewheeling Sagittarius with flip-flops just rolled into the building like, hey guys, anyone want to play Ultimate Frisbee? We're like, no, we're trying to get work done. It's Capricorn's like, hey, I just stopping by the office, anybody need anything before I head out? And everyone's like, me. I've got ideas, productivity, help us. But remember, think about Capricorn coming in business casual. He's not working today. He's coming in just to visit. In fact, he just came to pick up something from his desk. Can't stay away from the office, can you? He's balanced with his Cancerian side right now. So he's, probably going to be approachable. It's okay to ask these questions. So some of you, this might be a good time to be working with coaches, finding out more about yourself, more about the project. This could be a good time to do some research into things that you're trying to get into. If you're trying to get into there's a word. There was two words that wanted to come out. I want to say technology, something technological, but I'm also hearing technical. Okay, so same, similar. It's not same, but similar. If you're, for example, trying to do something like that, this could be a time to do tutorials, to brush up on it. Maybe some language learning if that's you. I don't know, but I feel like you wouldn't want to do that if it doesn't have any practical application for you later, because remember, Capricorn is not frivolous. He's not trying to waste these energies. But his Cancerian mate is like, hey, hold on. Or counterpart touching the shoulder, hey, it's okay to while away a little bit. He's like, all right, yeah, okay. He wants you to start balancing that checkbook now. And she's like, no, it's okay. Just chill for a bit. Yeah, let's go get some donuts, get a few crullers. I just thought of that because these look like crullers, and I could totally love it. I totally get a cruller like in an instant. But anyway, emotional fulfillment. We're in a period of rest. It's winter, right? We're hibernating. Solstice is upon us right now. Things are going on, but this is such a magical time. It's a magical yin period to receive. Make some light movements, right? But nothing crazy and big, because you could be working against the energies. All right, so let's go on to here, because I know you guys are like, romance. A new romantic cycle begins. But as I look at that, Of course, this doesn't mean that someone can't be out there living their best life romantically. Do you? For the rest of us, get it. But this is actually about seeing that the scales have now been balanced. Things are empty here. So a lot of you may have just ended contracts with people, 20 minutes, 2 seconds, 2002. So we see that you may have ended things with people, giving us some real Six of Pentacles vibes, meaning the slate is clean. For some of you, I'm wondering, I'm just trying to feel in, I'm getting a little bit of an acrid feeling in my stomach. So some of you may actually be on the outs with somebody or with something, could even be an institution, with these energies going on here, maybe a job or whatever, that's put a little sour note in your stomach. But I just want to let you know, if that's you, go ahead and play some music, because I do feel that's Spirit is saying you can lift your spirits and you can kind of counter the energetic frequencies in your field, especially in your third chakra, which is your solar plexus area. Any pain there, counter it with frequencies that could help. So that could be actual songs that help you. You can emote, you can cathartic to these songs. That would be a way to do it. Or some of you may prefer to listen to some awesome people like Steve Nobel. Stephen Nobel, he makes amazing stuff for the collective. Oh my God. Or other types of music. Cindy Locher, Locher. I always shout her out. She makes copyright-free music, but her music is just lovely. You can check her out. People just, go. This is a play, 21 minutes, 21 seconds. This is the time to retreat. Go back to your respective corners and lick your wounds. Love yourself. But I don't really feel that you'll be licking your wounds for long, because the energies that have been moving out or that have left, they're now just leaving paper trails. It's like paper, flying around in an empty room, and Spirit's coming in to clear all that out. It's done. Contracts are done. So this is for reals clean slate. So the question is, how are you going to love yourself back into animation? How are you going to love yourself into a space where you can be of some use to yourself, where you can be of some love to yourself? Because if something's actually done and you're still treating it and seeing it as though it's not, you should stop and ask yourself, what is it that's going on? Why am I suspended in this space? Of course, it's because you need to feel 22 minutes, 22 seconds, so that you can have that emotion, so that you can cathart. But sometimes it's because you may have built up an identity for yourself that you have attached to this person, place, thing, situation, or idea that is now gone. It could simply be because maybe it's triggered a wound for you, like a Chiron wound or something deep. And so an abandonment wound, rejection wound, a wound of not belonging, all these types of wounds. This would be a wonderful time to check and see what your Chiron placement is in your natal chart. You guys know I've promoted so many wonderful astrologers through my stories. So pick one, pick 10. Go on to AstroDienst, AstroDienst.com, AstroDienst.com. Do your natal chart. Check and see where your Chiron placement is. Take to the internet or take to your favorite YouTube person or astrologer, or take to your friendly local astrologers on Instagram, or if you have a friend who does it, and try to better understand what's going on for you, because a lot of wounds may have been kicked up now with these doors closing. Now is the time, though, guys, where magic is made. It's like you've stepped onto this new platform. I'm talking brand new. We're in for reals new. And so that's why it's important during this new moon to keep your thoughts as positive, manage your feelings, and remember, even though it hurts, remember to do your best to reach for a higher thought. Get yourself out of these feelings as much as you can. Do not wallow, because as you wallow, as you take this time to feel and be in that space, you're actively emitting these energies to the universe, telling it how you would like the next few months to be structured, how you would like the next part of your life to be structured. Now, of course, you could always, undo that with some concentrated effort, but right now is a very potent time, as we're saying. Okay, let's move on. You and your loved ones are safe. This is basically saying nothing that is for you can ever be threatened. Spirit has been talking about this energy of separation recently, reminding us that under God, there is no such thing as separation. If you're experiencing a separation, that's understandable because you're here in the physical, and the physical world has a physical component. Anything that is physical is impermanent. That's just the way it's going to be. However, the reality, the true reality, is in the non-physical, and nothing there is impermanent. And in fact, even the people that walk out of our life, or we walk out of their life in this lifetime, you're still energetically connected to these people. You go back to the other side and then you realize, oh my God, you're totally my best friend on the other side, and I hated you down here, or just whatever, right? We don't know. And so remember, you're experiencing a sense of loss, understandably, especially when somebody actually passes away. But it's important to remember that, to the best of your ability, that you are not experiencing a real situation, that they've ceased to exist, but that you are experiencing the effect of your belief in separation, in the final death, the final judgment. Speaking of the final judgment, even some separations that may have occurred around now may not be permanent. Now, I don't want to say that because, and I don't get that the people who follow me fall into this category, but I just want to put the disclaimer. If you're in a toxic relationship with somebody, or if you were and it ended, please do not sit and keep looking forward to the revival of that. But there are some channels that, the people who follow, they're waiting for that release, like, oh, but they could come back in, right? This is not that type of channel. In this channel, we're looking at just what is in the interest of our health and well-being, okay? And if there is toxicity there, meaning that you're weakened as you're with this person, you're degraded when you're with this person, you're unloved, you don't feel safe. This is just boiling down to not feeling safe in this person's energetic space. Now, part of that could be because the two of you are not mature enough and you haven't worked through your wounds enough to be able to be in the same space together. But it could be just simply that you're just not compatible in this lifetime. And that's something that you have to watch, 27 minutes, 27 seconds. And so therefore, we have to remember that even though we have to separate for practicality, for the sake of practicality, it doesn't mean that there's no love there. All right? That's a mature way to look at connection. Does it make it feel better? Maybe not. But the whole point is, we didn't come here on earth to feel better. Some of us did, because it's, a rest life in between a whole bunch of hard lives and, all sorts of stuff. We don't know what other people are working on in their soul's contract. But the vast majority of people are here to place themselves into positions that will bring to light these things, these inner core beliefs that are festering, that have their wounds. So we have to look at them. And what better to do? Who better to do that with than people? Speaking of Aries energy, always, right? Right. So a fiery climax approaches, but it's almost as I'm saying approaches, I hear the doorway closes. Right? So let's see what's down here underneath that doorway, on the other side of that door. Pluto, divine dessert, sweet treats of ecstasy, a true divine delicacy. Pluto, scorpionic energies. Scorpio and Aries energy are, Scorpio and Aries energy both are Mars. Traditionally, Mars was the ruler of Scorpio. In modern day astrology, Pluto is. But you see this fiery energy, right? Scorpionic energy can be very fiery. But look at this: death, underworld, regeneration, transformation, rebirth, catastrophes, major disasters, earthquakes, death, clairvoyance, occultism, spiritism, shadows, ghosts, unseen, unknown. But what they're trying to say is these energies here are transformational. It's fire. Fire is a very transformational energy. But they're saying, do not fear the energies of fire. Do not fear the transformation that comes with this. Because all it's doing is removing blockages. by bringing them to your awareness and literally, in many times, demolishing contracts. Why? Because it's demolishing the energetic structures that are in the non-physical. You may not, just like the skeletons, God bless, our skin is on our skeleton and all of this, so you see form. But if the skeleton is somehow removed, the skin will bleh, everything will bleh, right? Your organs will bleh. And so you see, that's what happens when we heal. We transmute these structures. Some of these structures inside are templates that are unhealthy. So when we go through transformation, these structures are removed. This is what etheric surgeons do as well. They create changes in your energetic templates. And so structures in our physical fall as a result. People break up, people move, jobs are changed, ideas are changed, all of this, because all of those things in the physical are founded upon some non-physical structure. Plain and simple. But as Spirit has told us, nothing that is real could ever be demolished. Love can never be demolished. That's why there's no such thing as separation, because everything is love. We think in terms of love and hate, love and fear, because we are believing falsely. We have the misperception that fear is real, that hate is real. And of course we would, because we're here on earth and we're seeing it left and right. But actually we are just living collectively and co-creating, dreaming up all these things together, and we are all subject by agreement, individual agreement, to the realities that we're all dreaming up 31 minutes, 31 seconds. And that's why when you, just as Buddha did, God bless, when you see reality for what it is, impermanent, all this physical stuff is not real, as just a dream, of course you're going to escape the world, because the world is fake. And you're now seeing it from an enlightened, with light coming in, from an enlightened perspective. So what he did was he removed the misperceptions, the distortions to sight, the blockages. And that's what we're doing now. When we work on ourselves, we're physically just, well, not physically, I guess. We're physically working towards the changing and the transmutation of the non-physical structures that manifest as thoughts, feelings, gut reactions, actions, blah, 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 all of that. So as we move those things, we're clearing them. They're clearing blockages. For what? So that the light can flow down through our energetic field, from our higher levels of our field down to the physical, in dimensions, without being impeded. What impedes the flow of light, of love, of truth, of integrity, all of that, in our energetic field, are our misbeliefs, okay? So we're just healing perceptions. Of course, in Miracles, shout out, we're just healing perceptions. And so that's why this is a time to understand that as doors close and deaths occur, it's not the end. It's just the beginning of something wonderful and new, okay? Now, that being said, Spirit is saying doors have closed for some of us, and for all of us actually in different areas of our life. Please know that doors will continue to close later. Spirit is saying for some of you, the contracts with people, certain souls, are actually over now. And so you will continue to work on certain lessons, but you may do it with another soul altogether. So these are new contracts that are waiting to come in. All right. Taurus, reliable, grounded, determined. Nice. Taurus, look at this. I wonder why Taurus is here, but it makes sense because Taurus, the North Node, bing, bing, is in the sign of Taurus right now. So look at this book ending here and here. Love it. This is whatever is going on in your life right now, as hard as it may feel, as much as it may burn, as sad as it may be, as windy as it may feel, all the elements are present. Whatever you're going through, you know you're on the right path. Look at this book ending. North Node, literally, Taurus is in the North Node. So whatever you're working towards now, you're on a path that is, especially if you will it to be so and you take the action steps to make it so, you're on a path that is leading to your mission, your soul's purpose, your whatever your soul wants to work on, to work through. Right? So great job. Oopsies. Beams of ascension. Wow, look at that. Light codes of awakening, breaking old paradigms. This is exactly what's happening. These are some major energies on the board. We just pulled 2 bookended North Node energies. Okay? And then ascension. What are we doing, guys? Why are we worrying? I know why we're worrying. But this is the good type of worry. No, I'm not just kidding. No worry is good. But this is the kind of worry where it's like, oh my God, I'm so worried. But wait, what did you say, God? What did you say? I'm on the right path? Yes. Yes. Radiant times. Every moment has a purpose and a beauty of its own, yet you are about to see light shine on the places that you have outgrown. Preach, okay? Preach it. Places that we've outgrown. My friends, you cannot hold on to anything in the physical if it doesn't have a non-physical structure for it to attach to, plain and simple. And that's why you could love someone to death. You could want an opportunity for yourself so much. You could try to keep the family home that's been in your family for 6 generations going, and the business and this. But if the energy is not supportive of it, it's gots to go. It's not that these energies hate you or this and that. They literally, physically have nothing to hold on to. It's like this. How could you build without a non-physical structure? So, in fact, look at that. It's almost like this. It's like ding, 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 going down and down here to create, right? So just imagine non-physical beings just working on the other side to help create and to dream things into reality and this and that, right? And here they're breaking into the physical for us. It's cute. There's structures that look like sacred geometry from, one perspective of seeing. So I do want to just mention, and it's interesting because Aquarian energy is coming in right now. I'm just feeling it. And the moon is going to move from Capricorn into Aquarius, right? But I just want to bring up some health stuff. I'm feeling that some of us may have, I don't know, it may manifest differently, but for you guys, but health is just coming into my purview right now. And I just want to say that, remember, all this talk that we're talking about physicality being founded upon the non-physical, and about understanding that the only place that creation is occurring is in the non-physical present moment. Meaning, whatever you open your eyes and look around, whatever you're touching, feeling, smelling, all of that, it's dead energy. Not dead, but it's vibing with, it's glowing with whatever you've pumped into it, but it's not creative energy anymore. It's already a finished product. And so the same goes for your physical health. So whatever conditions you have in your physical right now, even if you just bumped your head, or you tripped and skinned your knee, or you had a car accident and it hit your shoulder, or you developed something within your body, those are manifestations of non-physical things going on in the non-physical body. And that's why I'm so excited as we move forward in this world, and I just love to see the physical side of healing meeting the non-physical side of healing, because the physical side of healing with our medical doctors, our amazing medical professionals, we have to understand that they're serving on one level of the field, which is the physical field. But the interdimensional other fields, the non-physical fields, these doctors cannot create. They can chop away at us, they can do all sorts of things, they can give us medication, but it's not going to change the actual present moment structure that's going on in our energetic templates on the different levels of our field. For that, we need other types of healers, right? Shamans, integrative medicine, medicinal people, sound, light, all of these things. We're moving very fast into bringing these things together. The same with psychology, the field of psychology and psychiatry and therapy and stuff. We're moving towards understanding that there is such an observable link between the energies in someone's field, their non-physical templates, right, and how it manifests into their life in terms of psychological conditions, down to the neuroscience, because you have to remember that the body does not operate on its own. It's the machine, but there's something in the machine that directs it, and that's the etheric level right above. The etheric level of the field is where you will see literally, I would say a carbon copy, but that's not the truth. The carbon copy is the physical body. Think of the etheric level of your field that rests, about a centimeter or 2 or an inch or whatever above your physical body. That's where all the magic is being deposited. All the stuff that's going on in the rest of your field, it's resting, it's precipitating down into and directing the cells and the organs. It's like, it looks just like your body here, the cells and your organs and all of that. And guess what? Boom, like a stamp, just like this. That's the carbon copy that you see in your physical body. So if something's going on in your physical body, you best believe that it's seeable and workable in the non-physical. So I feel like I'm having to tell this to some people here. So just keep that in mind. That's why it's important to create balance in your life, because as you work on your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions, your core beliefs, these are the things, my friends, these are the things that affect the non-physical body. I'm just telling you, just in the same way that if you were to get into a car crash and or let's say you eat too much acid, you're drinking too much, you're eating too much food with too much acid. If you're not careful, it could lead to acid reflux, and it could lead to ulcers, things like that. Those will damage the physical body, but your thoughts create damage to the non-physical bodies in the same way. So that's why if you watch a lot of near-death experiences or NDEs and people come back, a lot of them say, oh my God, when I went to and I had my life review, I realized that I gave myself this problem. And a lot of times these people comment on cancers, they comment on neurological issues, they comment on their depression, and it sounds controversial, but it's out there. You got to read these accounts and listen, right? It's corroborated in the energetic field. If you understand energy healing, this is full-on corroboration. So they'll be like something like, oh, I realized that at age 2, when my mother left me, I made it mean this about me, core belief. And that, when I was with my spirit guides later during my, while I was dead in the hospital bed, and I was with my spirit guides watching my life and doing a quick review, I realized that at age 2, I actually set myself up to have this affliction occur and manifest for me at age 46. Do you see what I'm saying? And then they'll also talk about how their guides were trying to help them to heal it along the way. So you see there's a corroboration between our thoughts, our feelings, and all of that, and the energies we allow into our field. That's what causes ailments in the non-physical body, and the physical body is just a carbon copy. So if you have ailments or blockages in your non-physical body, how it manifests is it could be anything: car accident, an illness, all sorts of stuff. Someone just throws a baseball and it hits you, like, whoa, where'd that come out? It hit my shoulder out of nowhere. And then when an energy healer looks into your energetic field, they see some issues from past life or some unresolved issue with mother figure hovering over your left shoulder, and it's been left untreated in the non-physical so much that now it's bled into your physical reality. That's what energy does. It precipitates down through the dimensions, and guess what? Boom, eventually into the physical. And that's why it's very important for you to focus on, in addition to working with the physical body, eating right, seeing your physical doctors to help manage things. It's very important to get to the root cause by looking into how to work with your non-physical. Okay, so I don't want to take up 10 million years on this topic. Actually, I do, but but I won't. 44 minutes, 22 seconds. Let's move on. to our last card. So that's coming up, but it came in with a very Aquarian energy. Makes sense. Aquarius is all about innovation, new ideas, new technology, all of this. For some of you, you're like, Jay, I already know this. I got it, right? And for some of you, like, this is interesting. And so 44 minutes, 44 seconds, however that hits you, it's something that you can consider. Now, speaking of however something hits you, it's something you can consider. Mars energy. Remember, we are looking at transformation, fire. This is 3 energies here talking about transformation. We have 2 energies and 2 nods to the North Node right now, and we have ascension energies. So this is a hugely transformational time, and I cannot stress it enough to let you know, but it's very important that you make sense of what has happened for you. Whatever you went through, if you bumped up against somebody, if someone's left, if something's happened, if you've lost a position, whatever it is, it's very much, it should be seen not as something to drink away or to exercise away or to Netflix away or sleep away or whatever, but instead it should be an invitation to inquiry. So go ahead and find somebody that you trust and you love, could be me, boop, boop, hi, love you, or it could be someone else. It could be a trusted friend who you trust to be objective and has actually demonstrated an ability to meet you in a transformational way and not make it about them or their opinions and what happened with them. And it could be a trusted religious figure for the same reasons. It could be you want to journal. You could work closely with your spirit team through prayer and meditation. You can work with massage therapists, energetic healers, shamans, whatever it is. But please don't let this opportunity miss you, because for a lot of you, I'm feeling that the answer is right underneath the surface. So it's actually going to be a quick fix. It's like, oh, actually, this is what I'm seeing. This is what's going on with you. Let's talk about it. Let's see if we can shift this out and let's come up with a quick plan. What are you going to do when you see this happening again? This is all about noticing patterns, interrupting those patterns, putting new patterns of thought, of emotion, and of action in place so that you can put one foot in front of the other to help create the life that you're looking to create in the name of your North Node, which is helping us all right now to really move forward in whatever area of life that Taurus is falling for you. Okay, for me, Taurus is in my 9th house, so a lot of my beliefs, a lot of the higher learning that I've been going through, a lot of stuff has been being refined. The closet has been cleaned out, things like that. People, places, things, situations, ideas. But where does Taurus fall in your chart, your natal chart? And that's the area of life that you might be really having a lot of useful transformation as well. Okay, so anyway, God bless you guys. Thank you so much for listening. This is the North Node. Not North Node. This is I had to laugh. Oh, you know what? I have to say, look for your North Node as well. So find a lovely astrologer that you trust and that you enjoy, and make sure that you find out what your North and South nodes are. Find out what your Chiron placement is, right? And just do your best right now to love yourself through whatever's happening, because the love, your ability to show yourself the virtues, compassion, mercy, kindness, generosity, these are the things that you need to start cultivating for yourself, for reals, embodying it, being it, doing it, because as you do that, you're calling in these high vibrational energies into your life. And remember, right now, if you're structuring the train tracks right now for the life that is to come pretty soon, these are the energies you need in the mix, because you're needing to vibe higher. All right. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, or an energy healing session with me, which is live via Zoom, and that's the intuitive counseling session, please do feel free to check my Etsy link. Everything's there. It is a very quick turnaround for the intuitive session intuitive counseling sessions, usually within a few days. It could be a little bit of a longer wait for the readings, any of the card readings that you order. But either way, you will be lovingly served in whatever way is necessary. All right, so you know where to find me. And if we don't chat before the holidays, whether you're celebrating or not, please enjoy the happiest of your holidays. And even if you're just getting a few days off, get it. Okay, love you guys, and stay tuned for all the wonderful things that we have coming out for the new year. Okay, bye.